and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Let's Talk About. This is a program by Trinity United Church Legon, which tries to talk about social issues with the Christian perspective. So today, I'm being joined here by two guests who are going to help me talk about a very interesting health issue. When we all hear about glaucoma, everybody thinks about blindness. We think about old age. But what exactly is glaucoma? And so to help me today dive into this, I have here Dr. Jifa Bella Ofori-Ejei, who is the president of Ophthalmological Society of Ghana, a consultant and a pediatric at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We also have here Mr. Ebutiati, who is the president of the Glaucoma Patients Association of Ghana. He is a member of Trinity United Church, and so I'm very sure that you all know him. Remember, we are live here on Facebook and on YouTube. Do remember to share the link. You'll be helping someone. So let's just dive into the conversation. Welcome. Oh, and my name is Edinam Ejei. I will be your host today. So starting off, doctor, let's go. What is glaucoma?
So Edinam, today I promise not to do any big medical English.
Good.
So glaucoma is a group of diseases that causes optic neuropathies. So this is the only medical English I'm speaking today. I promise.
All right.
So optic neuropathies basically means diseases that affect the optic nerve.
Okay.
So glaucoma is a group of diseases. It's not just one disease that does that. And the important thing about glaucoma is that it's the leading cause of irreversible blindness worldwide. Remember, I didn't say the leading cause of blindness. I said irreversible blindness worldwide. And it is a disease without symptoms. So it is a symptomless disease, and you will be asymptomatic in the early stages of the disease. And in certain areas, it's described as a silent thief of sight because it doesn't present with any symptoms at all. And if nothing is done about glaucoma, you would end up with irreversible blindness, permanent blindness. However, there are treatments available, and when you are detected early, okay, then you can avert or you can delay or even prevent the blindness.
I think Doc is trying to take all the questions, but I have one question. You promised not to use a lot of medical jargon, but then imagine that my grandmom in the village, I want to convince her to go and have her eye tested, and I need to tell her what glaucoma is. My grandma may be watching me right now. So in very simple terms, what is glaucoma?
So we have coined a name for glaucoma, that is ophthalmologists in Ghana. We call it hintenifraye.
Okay.
Hintenifraye means blindness that is hidden from you. Okay. So basically it describes it as in it's a blindness that you do not know about until it is late in the disease. So basically that is glaucoma.
Very good. So just to go to Mr. Ebutiati here, I understand that this is the Global Glaucoma Week. And today we launched it in Ghana, even though the activity started on Monday.
Yeah.
Just so we know, how is the awareness creation here in Ghana? Do people really know what glaucoma is? What is the government doing about it?
Yeah. Actually, the World Glaucoma Week was started 10 years ago. We had a meeting, and we formed a committee to plan the World Glaucoma Week. That's to create awareness, because as doctor was trying, so we formed the World Glaucoma patients, as well as those who produce drugs, to know what the patient feels about what is going on. Now, most of the patients that have glaucoma do not know they have glaucoma. So every year, the World Glaucoma Week. So if you Google and you see what is happening now, there are so many countries who are presenting what they are doing, and a lot of banners, and you have a kit for journalists to know what to do, the questions to ask, you know. But there is awareness in Ghana. People know. That's why the name was coined. In fact, we have an every name.
What's that?
Vivitime Nkubagba.
That's like
something.
Dark blindness in the dark.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Yes. So we have created the awareness. And we have seen that there's awareness because more and more people are coming forward to be examined.
All right. So, Doc, now we know that many people are aware of the disease, and the government is, you know, around doing campaigns to make people aware and have them get tested. Is there a risk group for glaucoma? Would you say that people who are of the age of maybe 20 should be afraid of glaucoma, or it's something that is more related?
So in Ghana, a study that was done in 2013, 9 out of 100 people, had glaucoma above the age of 40. 8 out of 100 people above the age of 30 have glaucoma. And when you look at the sub-region, when you look at Nigeria, Nigeria is 5%. So in Ghana, I'm talking 9 and 8%, right? 5% in Nigeria. South Africa is 4.3%. Kenya is 4.2%. So you can see that we are quite high, in terms of prevalence of glaucoma. But I dare say that if I get 100 people in this room right now, 9 of them would know about glaucoma. They wouldn't know about it, but 9 of them will have glaucoma, per the statistics. And that is why World Glaucoma Week is very important to us, because that is the time we create a lot of awareness about it, so that you can get your eye tested, because we say that the disease does not have any symptoms. Yes, so glaucoma per se is a difficult disease to understand. It's been many years now. Science doesn't fully explain the causes of glaucoma, but there are risk factors that we know for sure that are associated with glaucoma. And the first one I want to talk about is increase in age. So anyone above the age of 40, your risk of glaucoma increases. It doesn't mean that you not find glaucoma in children. So you can have babies born with glaucoma. So you can have congenital glaucoma, though that is in the minority. So above the age of 40, we advocate that you test your eyes at least once a year, and you're screening for glaucoma. Remember, it's not checking your glasses, it's not changing your glasses, it's testing for glaucoma, because these are two different things. Then the next one, the next risk factor is black ancestry. And we are all black here, right? So if you have a black descendant like us, so when you look in America, when you look at the black population compared to the Caucasians, glaucoma is higher in them. So by default, all of us, we are at risk because we are black. Okay, and then the other one is a positive family history. And by that we mean your first degree relations. So we're talking about your parents, your siblings. So if your mother has glaucoma, there's a 4 times chance or risk of you having glaucoma. So once someone close in your family has glaucoma, it's important that you go and screen for glaucoma. And then there are indestroyed. It's a magic drug. You feel very comfortable. So people may go to the hospital with a problem and they may be prescribed steroids, and then they continue to use it. It can increase the pressure in your eye, which is something we'll be talking about very soon. So when it does that, and you may tend to have glaucoma. Now imagine that you have these drops that made you feel comfortable 6 months ago. So you have an eye problem, you don't know what it is, you go and purchase these drugs. And constant or indiscriminate use of these drugs can also predispose you to having glaucoma. Then the most important risk factor is an increase in eye pressure. I promise I wasn't using big English, so bottom line is eye pressure. So you see the way the eyeball is turgid and it is round, it contains some fluid. And that fluid allows it to maintain its shape. And that fluid also gives nutrients to the different parts of the eyes. So we need the fluid in the eye. And in everybody, the rate at which the eye produces that fluid is the same rate that the eye excretes it out. So it has its own way of excreting it out. However, there are some people that the rate of production is more than the rate at which the eye excretes it. So there's a buildup of pressure in the eye. And it's this buildup of pressure that compresses on the optic nerve. So when you look at your eyeball, it has got a stalk, okay? So there's a round ball, and then there's a stalk or a rope or a connection between the eyeball and the brain. And that's what allows us to see. The fact that we are looking at things, the eye looks at it, it sends the signal to the brain, and the brain says, oh, that's beautiful Edinam, or oh, those are beautiful flowers over there. Then the brain registers it. So glaucoma, the pressure will affect that cord, that nerve that is there. So you can have a beautiful eyeball, brain is intact, but once the cord is damaged, the damage is irreversible, it's permanent. Yes.
All right. I'm sure we are all learning something now. That's a lot of science going on. So yeah, just to remind you that we are live on YouTube and Facebook. Share. You can also send in your comments and questions. We will be reading. Thank you for joining us once again. And you can also WhatsApp us on 0501 579 996. I will take that again. 0501 579 996. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. So back to you. Okay. I know you just finished giving us so much to.
So it's fine.
No, we are really enjoying it. One question. We talked about pressure of the eye. Okay. What does it mean? You know, we sometimes just get tired and then you feel your eye is so heavy. Is that a sign? What does it mean by pressure of the eye?
So the pressure in the eye it's got to do with the fluid I was describing.
Okay.
Okay, so the rate at which that fluid is produced, it should follow that same rate to come out, okay? So if for whatever reason the fluid is being produced more than it exits, there's a buildup of fluid. And that buildup is what we are describing as the pressure. Okay. Or the way the fluid is excreting, maybe the production is normal, but there's a blockage in its excretion, then the fluid piles up again. That buildup is what we call pressure. So that pressure is completely different from your blood pressure. And it's something that is on the eye that we will have to test. Okay. Hence the noise about getting your eyes tested.
Very good.
Because it's not something that you would know. You will not feel the pressure in your eye. You can come to the hospital, your pressure will be very high, and you're totally clueless.
Okay. Yeah. And so that also comes back to the point that glaucoma is a silently, like, blinding disease. Yes. Because, like you said, you would have to be tested.
Yes.
You would not just look at somebody and assume that your eyes look dull and so you have glaucoma.
Exactly.
Okay. That said, coming back to you, what is the cost involved? So let's assume that you are a patient, you go to the hospital and you are diagnosed. Is it costly to be a glaucoma patient?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, once you've been diagnosed, there are different tests that are done before that conclusion is arrived at.
Okay.
Then treatment is for life, you know, so you can't run away from that. And we have observed that if the diagnosis is made early, the cost of controlling the pressure is not so expensive.
Okay.
But if you wait till your optic nerve is damaged, then you need more expensive drugs to try to control the condition.
Okay.
And yes, it's expensive. If I was checking the prices today, some of those patients who have glaucoma are spending about 300 cedis a month.
Wow.
on medication.
Okay.
And if you are on 1 or 2, and some people can be on 3.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and that is for life. It's not easy. This is why some of them just say they can afford it.
And then just go blind.
And they just go blind.
But yes. Are there government subsidies?
We have some drugs which are on the National Health Insurance list.
Okay.
But they are the basic drugs we are talking about, which are, in fact, somebody comes already blind in one eye. You may not like to use something basic at that stage.
That's
you want
true.
to preserve the eye, you know. So our advice is go early.
Okay.
You get cheaper drugs to treat your condition.
Okay.
But if you delay and you get the eye more damaged, then you spend more and even end up in surgery, right?
So to add to what he said, so early detection is key, okay? Because we said glaucoma causes irreversible, permanent damage. So if you're diagnosed at a point where you've lost some vision, that vision is gone. Okay, so let me just, for the sake of the discussion, just say, let's say you've lost 40% of your vision. It means that is gone. What we are going to treat now will be the 60%. So we're going to prevent the 60% from deteriorating. That is the goal of treatment. But that 40% is gone forever. There's nothing we can do about it. So it's important to detect it early. Okay, there are various treatment modalities. Mr. Butiati has spoken about medical treatment. So the drugs, we refer to it as medical treatment, okay? And sometimes you can be on more than one drug for glaucoma because the pressure needs to be at a certain level to prevent the nerve from getting damaged, okay? So we have values like less than 21 millimeters of mercury. That is what we doctors are looking for. So if we put you on one drug and your pressure is so higher than that, we may have to add another drug to it, okay? And remember that I said that the risk is higher after 40 years. So imagine a 50-year-old hypertensive, diabetic, glaucoma patient. We're going to spend money on antihypertensive drugs. We're going to spend money on diabetic drugs. And then glaucoma, let's even for the sake of argument, say even 300 cedis a month. So you can see what the expenditure is going to be like. So we have considered glaucoma in our region as a surgical disease. Okay. Surgical in the sense that because of the late presentation of most people, and because of the fact that people cannot afford the drug, it is easier for you to opt for surgery. So what we do in surgery is we create a different pathway for that fluid to flow out. Okay. So the fluid is not built up. So we do that surgery, and for the next 10, 15 years, you don't have to spend even 1 cedi on drugs anymore. So that is a better option. Okay. But people tend not to want that. That's people good. Prefer to do the eye drops. So this week we are encouraging everybody who has glaucoma. Every treatment modality or every surgical treatment modality available for glaucoma in the world is available in Ghana. There's no reason why you should have glaucoma and be spending so much money on the drugs and even compliance. Because imagine you're going for a funeral in my hometown, Alavanyo. You must remember to take that medicine. Yeah. Because any day you do not put the medicine, the pressure goes up. It damages a little nerve. And remember that nerve damage is irreversible. So imagine 10 weekends in the year that you do not instill the drops because you are at a funeral. That's cumulative damage to the nerve, and that is equal to some amount of visual loss. So we want to encourage people to opt for surgery because the expertise is there, and then the options are many. Then the third one is laser treatment. Okay. So laser treatment, we also use a laser beam, okay, to create a hole in the eye. I keep telling my medical students that ophthalmology is a very cool specialty. We are the only ones who are shooting lasers into the eye. Yes, so you put the laser, creates a different pathway, then the fluid goes through it. But for the black person, we scar easily. Yeah. So the laser over time, the wound may close up or the opening may close up again. Then you will need another one. So the surgical intervention in our setting is the gold standard for treatment. Okay. Yes.
Good. So like we can all hear now, it means that the economic impact of glaucoma is pretty high. And so once again, prevention or early detection is better than late detection. And so we are Ghanaians, we are black, and so already our risk level is high. And so if you're watching us now and you are above 40, you know that you need to add glaucoma check as one of your annual checkups, okay? Again, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Do share the link with your family, with your friends. Join in the conversation. If you have any questions or contribution, feel free to drop them at the comment section. We'll be reading them. And also remember that you can send in your comment on WhatsApp on 0501 579 996. Again, 0501 579 996. All right. Okay, so back. I'm sure that people are wondering. I mean, you talked about laser, you talked about operations, and then we talk about the medication. They are all high, okay? Yeah. As an immediate cost, or no, a long-term economic, sense, which one do you think?
Of course, surgery.
Surgery.
Of course, surgery, because it's a one-time procedure, isn't it? As compared to this one, you're buying the drugs monthly. Okay. And remember, Mr. Butiati says for the rest of your life.
What about but you know that here in Ghana, yes, especially, most people are a bit careful. Yes. I don't know if it's a culture thing about surgeries. Yes. All forms of surgeries. Yes. And so, do you think maybe more advocacy needs to be done to let people have trust in the system? Yes, yes. Because it's not just about the eye. And yes, we cannot replace the eye. Yeah. And so when it comes to anything related to the eye, people are extremely sensitive. Careful, yeah. And so they need to have the confidence that they are going into that surgery and coming back better and not worse. Okay. Right?
Yes. So let me assure you, before you can be called an ophthalmologist, it's not an easy feat. So you have to attend 7 years of medical school. You have to do 2 years of housemanship. You now have to do a district rotation, usually a year or two. and after that you come back to read ophthalmology. You are doing 3 years of ophthalmology, and this is something you are doing over and over and over again. By the eye, you think it's small. No, everybody's taking a little chunk of the eye and subspecializing in that. So it only gets better. So surgery is the gold standard, I must emphasize again, because glaucoma in the Ghanaian or glaucoma in the black person is different from glaucoma in the Caucasians. So there was a study that was done in the Kwapem South, okay? And they noticed that 1 out of 3 people who were diagnosed with glaucoma were already blind in one eye.
Wow.
Okay, and you have people younger than 40 blind in one eye. Okay, because the disease in the black is different. The disease in the black starts at an earlier age. Okay, we're saying 40 years. That is global. Yeah. But in Ghana, we know that you have to start testing from about 30 years. Okay. Now, apart from the fact that it starts earlier, the pressures are usually high. So you will see a Ghanaian with pressures and they are hovering around 50. The Caucasians' the eye pressure may be as high as 32 or something. We're not sure why, but the Ghanaian gets, or the black gets the disease, and then the process of the disease or the cause of the disease is very, very, very severe. Okay. So the numbers that I mentioned earlier on shows you the figures in Ghana. We are not, I mean, we are in our own league. We are high over there, you know. People are hovering 4.5, and we are talking about 10 by Barbados. And it's even believed that the slaves that were sent to Barbados were from Ghana, historically. So there's something in our blood that is making us susceptible to the disease, making the disease have this really bad cause or this severe cause in us. And because of that, we're doing a test in Africa. Okay. It's called the Eyes on Africa. Okay. It's looking at the genetics of the disease. When we started, I told you that a lot of things are not well understood in glaucoma. We cannot say this and this and this causes it. So there's a lot of ongoing studies, especially in the black eye. And this research is taking place in 5 African countries. And in Ghana, it's taking place at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We have it in Nigeria, we have it in South Africa, we have it in Kenya, and then in Malawi. And what this test is trying, or what this genetic process is trying to do, is trying to identify what's in the black person makes the disease so severe. So we take blood sample different in the black person's gene that makes us susceptible to it. And if we're able to find out that, then we can use those things as pointers to help with the cure. But until then, the disease has a severe cause. So don't be blindsided by glaucoma.
Very interesting conversation going on here. Still some questions. It's serious. It's a serious issue now. I mean, listening to how you're going about it, especially when we do not really know the exact cause of it, okay? But are there some lifestyle changes we can make at an early age that can actually reduce the risk factor? You know, we have people saying, oh, if you drink too much alcohol, or if you don't eat a lot of vegetables, if you don't exercise, are there some lifestyle changes that we need to make to reduce our risk of getting glaucoma?
So I'm sure you'll not like this answer I'm going to give you. The first one is screening. To screen for it, because you can get it. So the problem is not so much getting it. The problem is the timing of when you recognize it and what you do afterwards. Because there are people who have glaucoma who have had it for 40 years. And their vision is pristine. There are people who've had it for 30 years and their vision is perfect. And there are people who found out about it 5 years and they are blind. So it is the early detection that is key. Once you are detected, treatment is available. I've said that all the treatments, let me brag small, all the treatments are available in Ghana.
That's good
It can be done here. So once you are detected, yes. That being said, usually just adopting a healthy lifestyle. Because diabetes affects the eye, hypertension affects the eye, high cholesterol affects the eye, smoking affects the eye. So once you live a healthy lifestyle, you eat a balanced diet, the nutrients that the eye needs, they are in very, very small quantities. You get them in a balanced diet. So once you have a healthy lifestyle, you should not have any problem.
All right. Good. So we would assume that people who already have eye problems,
Yes.
so those who are either short-sighted or long-sighted, may probably, because they already have issues related to their eye, would that be a myth? Would you be someone who has no issue with the eye whatsoever, go to get tested one day and boom, you have glaucoma?
Yes, that is the case, and that is why we are talking about World Glaucoma Week.
Okay.
Okay, because that is how the disease is. It's silent. Unless you screen, you would not know.
Okay.
So you can be there, you change your glasses all the time, but you do not screen for glaucoma. You may even have glaucoma on top of the nearsightedness. Okay. So there's no disease per se. Okay, though we know that, we'll say that some of them may increase your risk a little bit, just a little bit. It's not something significant that will let us go and catch all those who are wearing glasses to say we are checking their eyes.
Yeah.
The risk is just a tiny little bit.
Okay.
So you are myopic, okay?
Okay.
You are prone to getting it. And then sometimes diabetics, okay?
Okay.
All right, because there are issues with the blood flow to the nerve.
Okay.
So all those are theories that have been propounded about giving you a little risk.
Okay.
But that is not to say that those that are healthy cannot get glaucoma. So the key, or if you don't take anything from here today, it is to get your eye screened, get your eye tested, get your eye tested, get your eye tested, because that is the only way you can be diagnosed. Okay. I'll tell you a story about a 15-year-old boy I saw.
Can we wait on that? We'll be
Sure.
going on a short break.
Okay.
So get tested, and get tested again. So we are going on a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Bye.
With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians.
Back. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. This is Let's Talk About by the Trinity United Church Legon. Share the link, invite somebody to watch us. We have an educative topic ongoing here. We are talking about glaucoma. And yes, before we went on the break, Doctor wanted to tell us a story. And so, story. If we can hear the story.
So one of the patients I saw, a 15-year-old boy whose father brought to the clinic, and he went to a paintball I don't know, somewhere that they shoot paint. They are paint guns, then they shoot at stuff. So it's a gaming place that he went to. And so once he tried to shoot the gun, he had to close one eye, and he realized he couldn't see in one eye. He's 15 years old, and the vision in that eye is gone. It's not a myth, it's not a story, it's a reality. 15-year-old boy, okay, gone from glaucoma. So he has only one eye left for the next, 80 or 70 years of his life. You understand? And this, the only way this could have been detected is through screening. So screen, get screened, get screened, get screened. Yes.
Okay. All right. So screen, get screened, and get screened again. So back to our patients. So what are some of the difficulties that our Ghanaian patients are facing currently?
Yes.
In respect to even getting access to care and also being able to finance the disease?
Well, since we started as a story, as Christians, we also know about the blind, some of the blind people. So it's something which is natural. It happens. In the past, maybe they didn't know our patient, they had glaucoma. But we can just assume that it was an eye disease. Now, what we have realized as patients is that some people go to the hospital, then they come back and say, I can see. But my aunt went and she cannot see properly. So there is a problem. What is happening? I know Jifa will tell us about cataract and glaucoma, the difference, because it's important. People go with maybe a cataract, and if they remove the cataract, the person, and they put artificial lens, they can see. But if you have glaucoma and you cannot, you go for treatment, you even had an operation for some reason, you can't see, then you think the doctor is not right. Then you go to another doctor, and eventually maybe even go to a herbalist.
Yeah.
It's been happening. A prayer camp, that's the final destination. So patients have a problem first with their medications.
Okay.
The cost of medication. Because, like doctor said, they have phobia for surgery, but they can be assured that it's a painless procedure. Yes, so they shouldn't be scared, because the reason you are going to have the operation is to save further damage, which will even make you blind. So those who are on medication, yes, continue with your medication. Okay. Be very faithful with, you're religious about it. Luckily, we are having locally made eye products by a local manufacturer, and we believe that at least those medicines will be cheaper than the imported ones, and we know the quality is equally good, because they've been certified by FDA. So once we saw the problem of medication and the phobia for surgery, the next issue is the things that make the glaucoma patient, and in fact, the normal patient, uncomfortable in our environment. Okay. And this morning I was talking about our roads. First of all, at night, you can't even see any street light to guide you.
That's true.
So we should do something about that. If you are a glaucoma patient, the chances are that you may not be seeing well at night, and you could bump into something, And most of the times, you are bumping into curbs that have no reflectors, You see somebody jumping on Bush Highway, George Bush Highway, jumping over and running at the same time, and before you can say Jack, you've already maybe hit the person. So there should be zebra crossing. We need education on that, because last time somebody was nearly knocked down because he was coolly walking on the zebra, and the driver said, "Come on, go, 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 go." I mean, you should rather stop.
But they won't.
But they will not, And I've seen cars near some of these flyovers going through the railings. You know, I mean, you see most of our railings are damaged because people are hitting them.
Yeah.
You know, there's no light, there's no sign on the. Then I'm going to Takoradi, and when I reach a certain place, I don't even know which road leads to where. You go into Takoradi, end up in Kaneshi. Yeah, it has happened to me before, so I know. Yes, so our road signs must be proper.
Yeah.
You know, it helps to avoid accidents. Yeah. The tests are DVLA. They do them, but other things have to go with that.
Okay.
I'm happy the road toll is coming back, and we should work on that one.
Okay.
You know, to improve the road situation.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So, speaking about the road signs and everything, I actually know someone who only found out that they were near blind when they were going to do their the DVLA. So again, those who try to use, yes, without going through the main procedure, you may just miss a chance of finding out that you have an eye problem, okay? So do the right thing. Get tested. We have a question, and so our Sister Vida is saying, thank you. It's a very helpful discussion going on. And she wants to know if there are any health conditions or medications that can cause the pressure in the eye to go up. And someone said this glaucoma thing sounds scary. Yes, it is scary. So get tested, and get tested. Yeah.
So there are certain conditions, you see, so you can be put on steroids, what we spoke about.
Okay.
Can be put on steroids for very good reasons. Most of the time, when you have surgery, undergo surgery, even eye surgeries, and you're done, we put you on those medications.
Okay.
And we are aware that it can increase the pressure in your eye. Okay. So we follow you up. We don't give you the drugs and say go. We follow you up because of that. Sometimes your eyes are fine, but we keep asking you to come because we know that that drug can increase the pressure in your eye. So that's one of the things that will cause that. We've already spoken about diabetes and hypertension. Once you are controlled, those ones are controlled, your sugars are fine, you should be able to live a normal life. Okay. Just to add to what Mr. Butiati was talking about in terms of driving, glaucoma affects your peripheral field. Okay. So peripheral field, as I'm talking right now, I can see you there, even though I'm not looking at you because I'm using my peripheral field. Okay. Okay, so the central field is when you're communicating with someone, when you're watching TV, when you're reading, use your central vision. That is the last to go in glaucoma. So the entire peripheral field will be gone, and you wouldn't know that. Wow. Okay. And when we are driving, we use our peripheral fields a lot because you should be able to tell that a car is coming, even though you're looking ahead of you. So if you have glaucoma and it is advanced, it takes away the entire peripheral field, and you see some of the accidents, and you can watch them unfold in front of you. You are like, where the heck is this guy going? Can't he see? He cannot see. Yes. He cannot see his temporal field. All he's seeing is, so he gets upset, and you are wondering, is he really upset?
Because everyone else saw.
Everyone else saw what happened. Because he honestly did not see you. All he saw was that you were in front of them. And that is one of the things that glaucoma does. Yeah. Okay, glaucoma damages the eye, irreversible, and the patients, like Mr. Butiati said, they'll say that I've been using the medicine for many years. My vision is not getting better. Yes, your vision will not get better, but we do not want it to get worse. Because glaucoma will cause permanent blindness. When we started, I said, if, say, 40%, for the sake of discussion, of your vision is gone, it's gone. Yeah. The drug will not bring back the 40%. So when you instill the drugs, you will not see improvement. That is not the reason why we're giving you the drug. We are giving you the drug so that it prevents further damage. Wow. Okay, so you get people moving from one doctor to the other, and especially prayer camps. Now, herbal medication is there, but prayer camps have topped it all now. Yes. Because we have patients, they come to us, and we don't see them for a very long time. They come back and they say they went for Impaibo. Impaibo is good. Do Impaibo, add the medicine to the Impaibo, so that it will be very potent. So by all means, do your prayer camps, but don't forget your glaucoma medication. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Okay, yes. We have another question coming in from Linda. Linda is asking what the connection between theory,
or irritating eyes and glaucoma? Is there any connection?
So no connection. So Linda, you remember when we started, we said glaucoma is asymptomatic, symptomless. There are several eye conditions that will give you problem with will give you tearing, itchy eyes, especially if you have allergies, your eyes may be itching. If you have dry eyes, you may be tearing. Those are some of the few things. But we said in the beginning that glaucoma is without symptoms, it's silent. That's why we call it the silent thief of sight, hinta enifraye, and viviti menkubagba.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right, okay. All right, so I can see that our viewers are actually getting scared. I mean, I am, because to think that you may actually have no symptom whatsoever. You go to get your eye tested one day and you are told you are maybe 40% gone. And to also think that whatever medication is given to you is not going to help the situation, or let's say get it better. It's only going to prevent it from getting worse. And so again, I think it's just us trying to incorporate the test into our routine and ensuring that we get tested as early as possible, so that at least we're able to save a percentage of our sight. Okay, we have another question from Reverend Martin Obeng, that's a pastor. Are there funding sources to sponsor patients who cannot afford surgery? Is there anything like that currently in the...
So the surgery is under the National Health Insurance Scheme.
Oh, okay.
So all you have to do is sign up with your National Health Insurance. After 1 month, it becomes active, and then you can have the surgery done. Usually in the government hospitals are free, but when you're doing it in a private hospital, there's a small cost to it. Okay. And then during this glaucoma week, there are a few hospitals too that would offer surgeries free because someone else is paying for it. And the whole intent of this program is not to scare you. It's to make you aware that there's something, a silent thief of sight, lurking in the dark, and that you need to arm yourself. Because once you are diagnosed or once you are detected and you are on treatment, your vision will be perfect. There will be nothing wrong with your vision. There are, like I said, there are people who have glaucoma 40 years. Their vision is good. 20 years, their vision is good. However, someone detected it 2 years ago and he's blind. It's just the timing of the detection. So early detection will save your sight. And it takes just 30 minutes in the clinic, going to a clinic, getting the eye test done. So when you go to the clinic, one of the things that will be done after you are asked to read, those of you who've been to the eye clinic, they test your vision monoocularly. They cover one eye, let you read with one eye, and then after that, they will look into your eye, because the optic nerve, like I said, is at the back of the eye, the connection between the eye and the brain. Then they'll put some drops into your eye and then ask you to wait for a few minutes so that they can get a better view of it. And then after that, they'll just take a look at your eyes. And then they will say, okay, you are free. Let's see you in a year's time. Or they may say, your eye looks a little suspicious. Can I see you in 3 months' time? Okay. So when you go to the clinic, you see the healthcare professionals. They will attend to you. So be reassured. It is not scary. It is just information we are giving you so that you are not caught unawares. Yes.
Mr. Butiati, you are the president of the patients of glaucoma, And so I believe that you would have a direct contact with some of these patients. And I would want you to share with us, is there any example of or a situation of a patient knew and just could not afford the medication? So like you were saying, maybe at a stage where you would probably have to be on one, but the person went in late and so has to do 3. You mentioned an approximated amount of, let's say, if one drug costs 300 Ghana cedis and you are using 3 of them, you are on retirement, for example. You don't have any support. Do you have an example of cases where people just had to just wait and get blind because there was absolutely nothing they could do about it?
I'm also a pharmacist, as people might know. So I get patients coming to my pharmacy, and you tell them the cost of the drug, and they say, okay, I'll go and come back. And some of them don't come back. And we have been also telling pharmacists not to give repeated prescriptions if they have not been given by an eye specialist.
Okay.
Yes, it's one of the programs I've taken upon myself when I have a product and be sharing it to somebody else, because it may be a different reason why that person is using it, you know. And like Bella said, you see the production, there are some drugs that work on the production.
Yeah.
And there are some drugs also which work in the release of the fluid from the eye. And you may be the one whose production is already good, and you go and get somebody's drug, and then you are going to create problem for yourself. You know? So it's good. Who came with a wife, and they were given the prescription, they bought the drugs.
Both of them had glaucoma?
No, one.
One, okay.
In fact, the wife was leading for some time. They said, I can't see. And the wife will say, oh, let's go. So let your wives take the advice of your wives when there's a problem. Yes. In fact, it's good to do that in marriage and even in friendship. Association members. If you belong to us, we give you a card.
Okay.
You know, to recognize you as a card holder. And for some of the pharmacies, discounts are given to you when you want to buy the glaucoma products. Now, this man came, they went. After 3 months, when they came back, first of all, I think they brought him back to the pharmacy. So I said, what happened? So, you know, it's a problem. Then glaucoma, as the doctor said, affects the diabetics. Stages there, we can affect vision. And if you don't do anything about it, you can become blind. You see, so your condition, health condition, is important. Don't just think that it's only glaucoma you are treating. You're actually treating the whole body. You can see from the eye what is happening in the body. You know, some people are also not careful about sharp objects coming to their eye. You know, yes. I mean, maybe it's a punch. There could be allergy. And I was wondering what could be that. And I realized that women, when you are going out, you put some perfume along the ear, and she will put the child there. And she was allergic to the perfume, you know. And you know, our chiefs, when they are made chiefs, they are throwing powder and all these things. These are terrible things we do to them because the cornea is so sensitive, you know. So we must avoid such things, you know. And then it's something in the eye which you don't like, wash it quickly. To us, we recommend that. Then dropping the eye drops on the eye, NCDs. So if you open your eye like that, there's a pocket. So you put inside, the drop.
So it doesn't drip off.
Exactly. Because if you put it on put the eye drop, press the corner of your eye so that it can go down. And it goes down because you can feel the taste at the back of the throat.
Great, very great. About using your phone in the dark. Most of us are like this always, sometimes with the light off, and then we are using the light that is coming, you know, the eye in some way.
So, Misty, the reading in the dark, you strain your eyes. Your eyes become uncomfortable. Your eyes become very tired, okay? But it doesn't give you glaucoma, because remember we said glaucoma is asymptomatic, okay? So it won't give you any issues at all. Your eye will be very tired, and then you begin to experience eye strain or eye pain from reading in the dim light. So it's important to read in bright light, especially for children too, because for children your eyes are developing, and the more you see well, the better your eye develops, especially children less than 8 years of age. So it's important for them to read in a place where it's well lit, rather than in a place that is dark.
So I was very the whole exchange rate issue. I know a lot of patients that have, and so I know you also mentioned that particularly at probably your pharmacist, you have asked them not to give the medication without a prescription. But I also know that some people, you would go and they will tell you, oh, this one is expensive, it's 300 Ghana cedis. There's another one, it will do the job. So let me give you that, okay? So let's try and avoid these kinds of changes that are not medically prescribed. Of course, whilst praying that very soon we have locally produced ones So we have the price.
In the past, we didn't have a lot of ophthalmologists. When I was training as an ophthalmologist, I think we're about four of us training. Okay, now you have about 30 residents training in ophthalmology. Okay, the numbers are large. Okay. We are available to work. Okay, so there's no reason why you can't afford the medication, and then you are not putting it in your eye, and then you are going to go blind when there's surgery available. Surgery is cost effective because you go to theater, surgery is done. After surgery, you are given some medication, then your pressure is down. You see, so there's no reason why you should be worrying about exchange rates. Yes, I know even the mental stress that it will give you. It's important. You rather prefer to do surgery and then be free of the medication for a while. Yes.
Do we have any idea how much it costs?
So the surgeries will vary from the type of surgery that you want to do. Okay, and the basic type of surgery which we do for most glaucoma patients is under the National Health Insurance.
Oh, okay.
And now National Health Insurance is less than 100 cedis. I want to believe the registration is still less than 100 cedis. So once you do it, you wait for a month. The card will become active, and then you are good to go. So it's important that we do not let costs, okay, inhibit us in today's, in this era. In the past, you had very few ophthalmologists, so you didn't have a choice. You had to buy the medication. But now there are a lot of us, so come and get your eye done.
The Church Legon, send in your comments. We are reading them, and we are ready to answer them. So, okay, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in about your interaction with a pharmacist.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when you enter a pharmacy and you have a prescription, it's good to ask for the pharmacist.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to ask for the pharmacist because he will tell you exactly what needs to be done.
Okay.
If you are in doubt still, and this is why we recommend that patients go with prescriptions.
Okay.
The prescription will have the stamp, the signature, the name of the doctor, his telephone number. So you can easily call the doctor, say, look, I have a patient with me, and this is his condition. We don't have this product. Can we substitute with this? And you can get an approval instead of going without treatment.
Yeah.
To me, that is even worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So our prescriptions must be properly, put across so that they'll be.
You see, the goal of treatment of glaucoma is to bring down the pressure.
Yes.
Okay. So like I have to add another medication to
Yes.
it. There's no telling by looking at the way you feel that your eye pressure is high. Okay, so if you consume medication and you need a top-up or even need a different drug, because there are different kinds of drugs, and sometimes this may not be working for you are on, and say everything is fine, and the workload is a lot. So if the person's pressure is fine, I don't think any doctor is going to say, I'll see you in a month. We'll be happy to see you in 6 months, happy to see you in 5 months, okay? And in that way, your pressure is being monitored regularly so that you are not supervising yourself to blindness, because you assume that, oh, this medication is what I've been using for 10 years, so let me continue with it. What if that particular day that pressure has gone up, or for
that we can...
Yes, we have a few pictures. So there's a picture that will show you how the effect of glaucoma. Okay, so you remember I said that glaucoma affects your peripheral field. It's a bad disease. It tricks you to thinking you have good vision because your central vision is pristine.
Okay.
So you are talking to someone, you can see the person's face, you are reading your newspaper, everything is crystal clear. So you are deceived into thinking that your vision is good. Meanwhile, your peripheral field is has been affected. And then there's another picture that shows us of a child who has glaucoma. Okay. So the unlike the adults where it's asymptomatic, when a child has glaucoma, the eye becomes big. Okay. So as they are born, the eyes gradually becomes big. And the sad thing is that as mothers, we love big eyes. Oh, the baby looks so cute with the big eyes, but that may be glaucoma. Okay, so if you have a child whom you've had a few months and then you notice that the eyeball is becoming progressively bigger, you should get it checked out. And over time, when it becomes big, the clear part of the eye, so when you look into someone's eye, you say this person has got brown eyes. You usually will say it's black, right? So you see that black thing there. there's a glass in front of that black thing. Okay, that glass is transparent.
Okay.
It's clear like water. And that is why you can see the brown behind. Okay. But these children, you may not be able to see that brown because their eye begins to look cloudy. And it's because pressure is building up in the eye. And then the child usually will be tearing excessively. So this child is constantly blinking. This child doesn't like light, and then it's tearing. So these three things are what mothers will notice. They'll notice that the child is not crying, but constantly tears are dropping out of the eye, and then he's constantly blinking. She cannot tolerate the light even in the room.
Extremely sensitive.
Extremely sensitive to light. So then you know that this is something that must be checked. And unlike the adult where we use drops to treat glaucoma, in children, the management is surgical, because there's a problem with the structure of the eye. I promise I won't use medical terms. So the eyeball structure where the fluid passes out, there's a blockade there. So it doesn't matter the number of drops you put inside. The thing is clogged. It won't go out.
So they are born with it.
They are born with it.
It has nothing to do with a mom who is genetically.
So with congenital glaucoma, you can have it. You call it sporadic. It can just happen. Okay. A few of them will run through the family, and it's commoner in males, male boys. Forgive me. Okay, but otherwise, it will just happen. The children there will be no reason. The mother may not have it, or none of the siblings may have it, and then the child will have it. But once we create that passageway, then the water has somewhere to pass. So it doesn't build up in the eye again. So if you have a child whose eye is becoming progressively bigger, you need to see the eye doctor.
From what age?
So it happens usually from birth to about 2 years.
Okay.
So between that time, because it's at that time the eyeball is still growing.
Okay.
So when a child is born, the size of the eye is about 60% the size of the adult eye.
Okay.
So from the first month all the way to month 24, it's taking shape, it's growing bigger until 2 years of age, when the size becomes an adult size. And at that point, it doesn't less than 2 years, because the eye is stretching. When the pressure, the fluid is building up, the eye begins to bulge and keeps bulging up, and then it becomes creating a passageway. Remember that fluid, we need the fluid.
Yeah.
So the surgery is just going to create a different pathway. Imagine that you have a tube in a sink with a tube that is choked. So basically you are taking off the blocked one, and then you are connecting so that there's a free flow. So when you do that, then the vision gets better.
I think Linda wanted to know what the normal eye pressure is.
Okay, so the normal eye pressure is less than 21 millimeters of mercury. This one is not me, it's Linda who asked me, so I have to become medical. So it's called millimeters of mercury. So usually it's less than 21. So you can have it 16, you can have it 10, you can have it 8. Anything less than 21 is normal. And in glaucoma, it's usually higher than 21.
Okay, all right. We are going to try and round up.
Yes.
So starting with Doc.
Yes.
We've heard all we need to know about glaucoma. And
Almost.
even if we leave here without anything at all, we know that we need to try and get tested.
Yes.
Okay. But what would you want to tell us as Ghanaians who are naturally high risk? I think it's a cultural thing. So far as you are walking around and we can see we are fine. So what would be your advice to us? And while speaking, I would want you to touch on the family incident where you know that your grandmom was blind because of glaucoma, your auntie is, your uncle. What do you do?
Okay, so this year's theme is the world is bright, save your sight. Okay, so how can you see a bright world if your vision is not good? Okay, and glaucoma will silently creep up on you. So what I would say is that don't be blindsided by glaucoma. Get your eyes screened. Even if you don't have a family member who has glaucoma, make it your birthday gift to yourself. Every birthday, get to the eye clinic. It may take you 30 minutes, it may take you an hour, but it is your gift to yourself. Check your eye so that your eyesight will last you your lifetime. You don't want to grow up and not have good sight. So don't get blind. If you don't do anything at all on your birthday, even if you don't buy a cake for yourself or eat chicken, you must definitely get your eyes checked. Don't get blindsided by glaucoma.
Okay.
Yes.
So as the president of the
Yeah.
Patient Association, I want to know, for example, as you're closing, if, for example, you mentioned that you had membership cards, okay? Do these cards give some form of discounts at
Yes,
specific places?
Yes.
And finally, are there some societies that actually help patients with glaucoma, where you can association or this NGO that you can reach out to for help?
Yeah. Yes, there are NGOs, but I will recommend that churches should have their own medical teams,
Good.
like we do here, who should advise the members that there are different conditions. One of them is glaucoma, which should be treated. Of course, they may have a group for hypertensives and diabetics, but I'm more interested in the glaucoma. So we should ensure that the churches have a group that can keep on reminding its members about glaucoma. We do that very well in Trinity, and I'm very proud to say it's good.
True.
And because of that, and having known the cost of, keeping somebody, systems for glaucoma patients,
Okay.
again, you can join the Glaucoma Association. You can contact me, and we can connect you to other people or other pharmacies where you can get a discount. Yeah, whatever the situation, you must learn to keep using your medication, and also go for regular checkups. And that's why this year we said, what is your eye pressure? That's the Ghana sub theme. So
thank you so much. What is your eye pressure? So we have learned today that early detection will save you some part of your sight, okay? Fatal Koka says, Trinity, one God.
Yes.
Thank you for all the helpful information. Interesting topic. Yes, very, very interesting topic. Thank you once again, Dr. Jifa Bella and Mr. Butiati, for taking your time and coming to discuss this very important topic with us. And so to our viewers, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you same time next week. We will have Doctor say a closing prayer. So just say a closing prayer for us.
yes.
Okay. Father, we just want to thank you for this gathering. We want to thank you for the knowledge and then the wisdom that you have given to us today. We pray that you would help us not only to be hearers of what we've heard today, but also to take action and to take our health into our own hands. We thank you for everything you continue to do for us. We thank you for preservation of life. We thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for answered prayers in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.